afternoon. It's Danielle Bernack from DanielleBernack.com. Love yourself from Survive to Thrive, that lady on the internet who loves you. And I want to ask you, how are you feeling today? How are you feeling today? Do you know how you're feeling today? Do you pay attention to that, or do you even know what it is? Why all these questions? Well, many people were raised like me, where feelings were kind of disallowed. And so you squash those feelings down, and if anyone would ask me how I was feeling, I wouldn't be able to answer because I didn't know how to access that. There's also a thing called alexithymia, and maybe you have this. I have struggled with this to some point, and I have learned that 1 in 10 people have this thing called alexithymia. I learned the word from the book Running on Empty by Dr. Janice Webb, and that is the difficulty in identifying emotions. I had squashed mine down so much that there were kind of the basic ones that I could identify, but many times if someone asked me how I was feeling, I would not know the answer. I have learned a lot. I've come a long way to do that, to identify feelings and emotions. And I want to bring this up to you because it's an important part of our lives. It was disallowed for me growing up. Many people suffer in their emotions because of trauma. I suffered because of that also. But these feeling things can be healed, and we can learn how to use them. They are our gift. I was raised and taught from many different places that feelings and emotions were bad, and they were all bad, and that is not true. Feelings are a gift, and they have a definite purpose. God gave them to us on purpose. They are not a problem. They are not the source of our problem. They are something that's going on in us trying to tell us something. And if we learn how to listen to them, we can learn from them, and we can make better choices. So I have 2 things I want to share with you to help you with your feelings. One is if you're not quite sure if you have this thing called alexithymia or not, and you don't know what you're feeling right now, and maybe it's just because you haven't taken the time. Maybe you just need to take a minute and pause and think about it. What do I feel? Because sometimes that's all we need. We need to just practice some self-care and take care of our emotional wellness and pay attention. Step away from what's all the rigmarole going on in our life and take a minute to pay attention and ask ourselves, how do I feel? And I have this one tool I created, my Emotional Life Journal, to help you do that. It's 30 days and it's free, and you can download it, and it has 5 questions. It would take you 5 minutes to do this. This is not focus on how you feel all day long, navel gazing and be self-centered or anything like that. This is for your health and well-being. And there are quotes in here to encourage you also. But then maybe you know what you're feeling and you don't know how to deal with that. I've been told, and it's taught in many ways, about how we need to manage our emotions. We need to run our emotions. We need to rule over our emotions. But I learned a different word that I apply to emotions that helps me see them as the valuable thing that they are. And that is the word skill. I use the word skill. In my book, Because You Matter, there is a chapter called Owning Your Emotions. And in that, breaks into lots of different sections, but I talk about how it takes skill. And skill is a good thing. Think about all the things that take skill. Football players and archery and track and anyone who does anything of any, high caliber, they have to learn a skill. And if we get skilled in our emotions, we can utilize them for our benefit. We can enjoy them, we can learn from them, we can listen to them, we can respond to them in a good way and enjoy our life. And so I wanted to share those 2 things with you today. My book, Because You Matter, it's worth it just for that chapter, owning your emotions and learning the skill. I'll give you a little teaser, the little subsections, the titles are. Own your feelings because they're valid. Own your inner life It directs who you become. The heart is the executive center of the human person. Own the value of emotions and their usefulness. Own emotional skills. It's like being an airline pilot. When I saw that, I thought that was so exciting. That the connection between airline pilot and emotion, I thought that was just fascinating. Own lessons from weather to help you pilot better. Again, I was fascinated how we could learn about our own emotions because of the weather. Own your emotions as a gift from God. Own your emotions as sophisticated internal weather. Own the climate of your soul. Own the power of information and preparation. Own how you emotionally maneuver. Own how the power and danger of wind applies to you. Own help when emotionally blindsided. We get blindsided, but there are things we can do to help us when that happens, so we don't just have to go to pieces. We will be affected. I kid you not. It's not magical, but it is powerful. And then the last section in here is own what you have when trauma strikes. And so that's kind of a big chapter in here, broken into all those little bitty pieces because broken hearts can't swallow big paragraphs. And I want you to tap into this with your emotions. Do you need the journal to take 5 minutes a day to pay attention to your emotional well-being and see if you know what you're feeling? And what kind of help do you need, or do you just need that? What do you need? I want to help you find what you need because needs are human. We all have them, and I love you and I want your needs to get met. Or do you need to learn how to own your emotions and how to process them so that they benefit you? And so either one of these, I will give the link for them so you can get what you need because I love you. And so till next time, mwah, I love you.